Nobody has the same story, no one has the same experiences, but we can all at least relate in the fact that at one time we did feel alone, and we did feel that we felt like no one else could ever understand how we were feeling.
It is like your whole world gets turned upside down. I sometimes describe it as being sort of dunked underwater in a river, feeling like you have very little control over the situation. It's very disempowering and scary.
Running together, I just feel like there's like a unity with it, so that we're kind of all in it together rather than as an individual.
Hi everybody, welcome to the 2017 spring season for the Baltimore Cancer 5K team. A lot of returning faces, but a lot of new faces.
When I was taken back for surgery, I didn't know that this was going to be happening. It was an emergency thing. When I woke up, they laid it out. Here's your diagnosis, this is your treatment plan. I wasn't really given any information on being 23 and having cancer.
About 20 years ago, when the Ulman Cancer Fund was first founded, we found that there weren't many resources for young adults specifically impacted by cancer.
It tends to focus on either children or older adults. So I was surrounded by people typically 2, 3, 4 decades older than I am.
You know, the groups that they pointed me to were groups with women that were in their 40s and 50s, and I'm 23 showing up.
So the Ulman family first founded UCF. We came across Holly Shoemaker, who at that time was diagnosed with stage 3 melanoma. She was ready to run the Marine Corps Marathon, and through her treatment she was determined to get that done. So with the help of a doctor and a few friends who she called Sherpas, she was able to train and cross the line of the Marine Corps Marathon. She decided to partner with UCF to create the Cancer to 5K program.
I was diagnosed about 3 years ago with stage 2 breast cancer, and I was 38. I had a 3-year-old. It was a big shock. I was lucky enough to work with one of the nurse navigators. My hospital had a nurse navigator from the Ulman Fund, so she was amazing and reached out to me even before I started my infusions, and I felt like I had somebody there to help me through this.
Cancer to 5K is a free training program for cancer survivors, regardless of age, physical ability, or treatment status. We come together every year for a 12-week training program. They train for 2 days a week, leading up to a 5K goal race.
We basically try to meet them at their level and let them know that if you put your mind to it and you show up, you can pretty much do anything. Anything's possible.
It's important because physical activity can not only help a cancer survivor through their treatment, but it can also lessen the side effects after treatment, even years and years after that.
After going through cancer treatment, I'm much more aware of keeping myself healthy, and for me it was about having a place and a time to make sure that I am committing myself to exercising and being healthy and being social.
They may not have had the same cancer or treatments that I did, but they understood the social cost and social impact that having cancer as a young adult has.
I mean, we show up, we stretch, we run. You know, some days I'm stronger, some days I'm not. Just do your best.
If I had to sit on the ground because I didn't have the energy to stand while we were just talking, no one looked at me funny. It was just, I've been there, I know where you're coming from. There's something really good about that. They get it in a way that no one else really does.
We all felt isolated at one point, and we feel like when we're together, we can help understand each other.
What we have with Cancer to 5K is not just a physical training program, but a community of support. So we have volunteers, friends, family, and coaches who all join the team. Have that support there. You're physically moving, but you're also getting a friend that you can talk with, a new person who has maybe a similar diagnosis or trying to overcome those challenges of a cancer diagnosis. And then you also have that environment where you can have those conversations if you want to.
Living with my parents, depending on them to take me places, and basically going from one doctor's appointment to the next, to all of a sudden I have this running group to meet up with once or twice a week, depending on my strength and my abilities at the time. was really good for me.
So I think that it's important for cancer survivors to either join the online program or look for a team near them because it just adds confidence, it helps lessen fatigue and depression or whatever side effects they may be getting from treatment, whether they are currently in treatment or they're 20 years out of treatment. There is always an added benefit that they could find from this program.
Hearing other people's stories and knowing that your own personal struggle, that everyone else had different struggles, being together and running together and talking about it, at least someone understands